Perfect. So, obviously, change of scenery. We're here at the ground. Just why is that?
What's it got to do with you? Because the training ground we have to take the top off it, and if we leave a lot of pitch renovations until after the season, there's so many other clubs that will jump on, and we'll never get any of the pitch renovations done. So, we know then we get another week on growing before pre-season.
It's obviously been a week since we spoke. Any new news, and how's this week been?
Any new news? No, not any new news, I don't think. The week's been okay. The week's been okay. Obviously, the boys can rest and recuperate a little bit after last week. I thought that was a real tough week for them. But, they're re-energised and we'll be ready to go at the weekend.
Yeah, it was nice to see Christian Sadie back. I know you said he wasn't fully ready, but how has he been this week? Any more progress?
It was nice to see him back, and obviously for him to get out on the pitch, because he wouldn't have been able to do that 10 days, 2 weeks before that. But I don't know whether he's quite back to full fitness on it. And it's one of them injuries. There's not a lot you can do about it. It's not like a muscle that once you damage the muscle and the muscle repairs, you're okay to go again. You've got to build up. The fat pad's a real awkward one, because it's only when his leg gets into hyperextension, which it does obviously, when he plants it, when he shoots. So I don't know whether that's gone, but I don't know whether that was gone last week. I think that he just saw how short we were and put himself up, which is a credit to him, really. But I don't think he's quite back to where he wants to be or needs to be. I just think he's toughing it out.
Is it one of those, in terms of injuries, where it's hard to simulate it unless you're actually in the game and seeing how it goes?
No, you can simulate it, but what you've got to be careful of when you're simulating it is we can say to him, go out there, okay, go and strike 10 balls. But he might be right for 9 of them. But then on the 10th one, he goes and injures himself. And then you turn around and say, well, why did we get him to do that? So if you think about how many shots he would probably get off in a game, 2 to 3 maybe. But then there's a couple of long passes you've got to add on top of that. So therefore, that striking, it's just, you've got to be really careful with it. It's the same as when if you're a kid and you get up, and when you do that, your arm hurts. And you get up the following morning and you do exactly the same thing. You do that to see if it hurts again. And what you do is you keep aggravating it, and that's what happens with the fat pad, really. So it will settle down. There's nothing majorly wrong with him, but I think it can take sometimes that sharpness away. So we'll wait and see. We've got another day. He's trained, but we've got another day to make up some decisions on a couple, really.
And Tom Flanagan will be back from suspension, but I know you mentioned that even if he wasn't, he wouldn't be fully fit.
Yeah,
so
he's another one that we have to wait as long as we can. We do the best preparation we can with what we've got, but until you can name that team, which has been really, really difficult over the last couple of weeks, we can't quite get the work in that we would like to get in, where we have predominantly 2 days prep for a game. So I think what we need to do is we need to sort of wait and see what we've got, because 24 hours is a long time at the moment for a few of them.
And we're nearly into the last week of the season, but it's still 3 games to go, 3 big games. You can still get into that top 10. You've got a game in hand on some of those above you, so it's 3 big games still.
Yeah, I mean, you were at the Player of the Year Awards the other night, weren't you?
I'm sorry. I was on the radio. That was my excuse. I'm sorry.
Well, that's not one. That is not an excuse you're allowed to have. Okay, were you there, Ollie? Okay, so Ollie will tell you after what was said. No, I forgot the question now.
3 big games.
3 big games. Yeah, I mean the players, they've, like I said, they've been in all the season. I don't anticipate them checking out now. So, you know, we'll be ready and we'll be committed with whatever 11 that we put out there.
Sheffield Wednesday next, obviously we know they've had a good season.
Yeah.
Looks like they might just miss out on automatics, but they're still going to be a very tough side coming here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're going to have a full end for a start, because they'll fill that like they always do. So that'll make an atmosphere for our three sides of the ground. So it will be a good atmosphere. That'll be, you know, it'll be a challenge for us, like it will be for our supporters, because, you know, I'm sure they'll be loud down that end. So I think that they've had a good season. I think that they've had a few injuries as well that have disrupted them over the last few weeks. And it just goes to show that even a club the size of Sheffield Wednesday and the size of their squad, what a couple of injuries can do, you know. And I think really it's credit to them that they're still up there, still where they are with the injuries they've had. You know, there'll be too many people that'll have probably a downer on them because they were up there at the moment, and all of a sudden Plymouth and Ipswich have jumped ahead. But you never know what happens in this game, so we know it will be a tough game. Their situation really doesn't concern us, because it's nothing to do with us. You know, that's Darren, it's his squad, and it's their club. So we've just got to do the best that we can for what we want to do and what we want to achieve, and that's to be committed for 46 games, and we've got 3 of those to go. And we're looking forward to them. We're looking forward to the games.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.